No matter how many hours we have as pilots, every pilot has a great satisfaction when they finish the flight with a smooth landing. I will share some of the tricks I learned on how to make smooth landings. This is me learning to fly, about hour 15 as a student pilot. The way they taught me, I was taught to come with speed and power off and then time the landing with the yoke. Small, short movements. This is a very safe method and works, and if you have long runways, it's fine. For the kind of flying I like to do, which is backcountry flight, this method will not work. First, I want to tell that I am not an instructor. I have watched many videos on YouTube on how to land smooth, how to land perfect, and most of the techniques are for big airports, come with power off and steep, and that works for that kind of landings. But for the backcountry and the kind of flying I do, I learned some techniques that worked for me. And the reason to land smoothly in the backcountry is to protect the airplane. Something I have in common with every video I saw is do an established approach. Don't change the speed or the angle. No waving around unless you have obstacles. I control the speed with the yoke, with pitch, and the altitude or descent with throttle, which means power. So I look at my touchdown point, and if I see I'm going too fast, I start to pitch up. If I see I'm too high, I start reducing power, and I try to get to that touchdown point with power and managing the speed with the yoke, with pitch. So that's my standard technique for every landing I do, even if it's at a big airport. And how about the smooth landings? Well, at the end, if you're sinking too much, it's kind of a feeling. You add power, and I land with power all the time. The most important is the established approach on every landing. If you do a good approach, you probably do a good landing. Now, to make it smooth, you have to control the descent rate. That's what you want to do, and you do that with power. This is in the case of Cessnas. Every airplane is different, so this might not work with every airplane. When I'm referring to adding power at the end, it's just a little bit of power and it's smoothly. So you stop the sink rate and it's like touching down with the power on. No matter what an instructor or a YouTube video can tell you, you cannot do this every single time. This is the good thing about aviation, is that it changes all the time. There is different factors all the time, so it is impossible to get a perfectly smooth landing every single time. No matter what technique you use, you will never do it every single time. Here you can see I'm controlling my descent with power and my speed with pitch, touching down with power. If there is a tool that can help you be consistent, it is an angle of attack indicator. I have been using the Alpha Systems angle of attack indicator for more than 2000 hours, and this tool definitely helps you be consistent with your landings, because you're not going to come too fast or too slow. And this tool works with every airplane. I have helped sell so many of these that now I'm a dealer, and if anybody is interested in one, send me an email and I would be happy to give you a discount. Now every airplane is different. What works in one airplane might not work in another one. But in every airplane you want to do established approach. In the case of the CJ6, I also control the speed with pitch and the altitude with power. I watch the angle of attack indicator to show me that it has a little bit of lift, so it won't float, but it won't sink. CJ6 is low wing, so it has more ground effect. I reduce power on a threshold and just time and feel what the airplane is doing for the touchdown. I keep making smooth, small correction with the stick to get the feeling of how the airplane is sinking over the runway. On the CJ6 I do not add power because it increases the attitude of the airplane, and the nose is very long, so it will block the vision. So I do a different technique in the CH6 than in the Cessnas. Again, the angle of attack indicator is of great help. On this landing you can hear how much power I'm coming in with. I don't recommend these techniques for student pilots. Once you get your license, some experience, then you can start practicing different techniques. You can see here that when I am pulling the yoke, I'm adding power, so it doesn't sink. What I'm doing now, I am killing the vertical speed. I'm trying to make the vertical speed almost zero when I'm touching down. That would produce a smooth landing. The main reason I wanted to make smooth landings was to protect the airplane, especially the Cessna 182 with the nose gear. I needed to protect the nose gear and the overall airplane by landing slow and smoothly. Since the Cessna 170 lands a lot slower, I found out that it is easier to make smoother landings. Also, since it is lighter, gives you lots of feedback. Here's an established approach, and at the end you see that I add a little bit of power just to control the descent rate. This one is more challenging because it is after a tight turn that is very slow, and if I reduce power abruptly it will sink too much, so I have to control the power for a smooth touchdown. This is a perfect example of how I'm controlling my descent with power. You can see the propeller. When it moves to the left, I'm reducing power, and when it moves to the right, I am adding power. This is how I am controlling my descent rate. Like now, you see the propeller moving to the right, I'm adding power. You have to have lots of finesse with the throttle. These corrections are very smooth and are minor. So as you can see from that video, they are just smooth power changes. Listen to what I'm doing with the throttle on this one. The power changes, they're smooth. I think the most challenging part of making the smooth landings consistently is that you have to feel the airplane and feel the vertical speed. That's when you will add the power. There is an exercise I do to feel the airplane. It's find a long runway, not busy airport, and I stay in ground effect about 1 foot off the ground, and I fly on ground effect and I get a feel of the airplane. I do it with full flaps. This is an exercise I do to feel the airplane at very slow speeds just prior to touchdown. This will give you a feel of the vertical speed, so you will control it with power so it doesn't touch the runway. It is a great exercise and it is very safe to practice it. Just look for a very long runway and not a busy airport. Please join me on Patreon to support Backcountry 182 YouTube channel. Thank you for watching, and press the like button if you like it, or subscribe. It is very easy to join. To be a patron of Backcountry 182, go to the YouTube channel. On the right hand side there is the link, and then it takes you to the Patreon page. Here you can see all the tiers and what is all about, the support for Backcountry 182 YouTube channel. Also, another way to access the Patreon link is in the description of the video I put in YouTube. On Backcountry 182 channel there is a link for Patreon, so just click on that and it will take you to the page. Thank you for watching, and it will be amazing if you guys are interested and give some support.